Foodies. So tonight you're going to see us in two different locations. We kind of had the amateur hour when we filmed this. This was actually our first video that we filmed for you guys, and we meant to put this out a few weeks ago, but because it was our first time using the gimbal with the phone, with the new microphone, I did not realize that I had to have the microphone plugged in a certain way. So
we have no audio.
Correct. So there's no audio. There's great video that you're going to see of our food.
Some clips, but there's no audio of us speaking, so we've had to get creative. So tonight we're doing No Frill Bar and Grill. It's one of our favorites.
We have went to the Virginia Beach location, and we've been to the Ghent location. Those are their two locations.
Ghent was the first one.
Ghent was the first one, and the Virginia Beach location is convenient if you are vacationing or if you're a day at the beach over there and you live over that way and you don't want to drive to Ghent to go to this restaurant. I highly recommend either one of them. However, we are partial to the Ghent location. I don't know why.
Well, the couple times that we've been to the one in Virginia Beach, it's a bigger location, and so they're busier the times that we went. But we ordered some of what I ordered, what you'll see in the video. I ordered there, and I just had a better experience with the one in Ghent. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, the recipes I'm sure are the same, but the food, it was still great. But we're closer to Ghent, and we just prefer that one anyway. So. Yeah,
there's no sense for us to drive all the way to Virginia Beach when there's one right next to us. And I will say, he mentioned about how busy the one in Virginia Beach is. The one in Norfolk is just as busy.
Yes.
We just kind of know when to go, which kind of does make a difference, is that we know when to get there. But it's always busy. I've never been there where we were one or two parties in the restaurant. Even during the pandemic, there were still a bunch of people there, but they did have it spaced out nicely and everything like that.
So during the pandemic, they do have different hours. Both locations are a little different. I checked their website out today, getting ready for this re-record, and I noticed that they are doing daily hours at the one in Ghent, and they do takeout and delivery through delivery services. The one in Virginia Beach, they had a different set of hours, and I think it was Sunday and Monday had a set, and then Tuesday through Saturday was a different hour. But they didn't seem to have delivery. Anyway, just check out their website. It's nofrillgrill.com, and you will see that on there. But during normal times, without pandemic going on, you're going to want to get there early or plan ahead. So.
And he mentioned delivery. We've also ordered through DoorDash and had that delivered, and that was a great experience as well. The food was portioned out really nicely. It was in really nice plastic containers that you
please
could
recycle,
tell.
By the way.
Yeah, please recycle. But it was in really nice plastic containers that it wasn't just thrown in there. It was very thoughtfully put together. When you get to the restaurant, you're going to notice that it is a very large menu.
If you are vegetarian, there are options for you. Our server, his name was Matt, and he was very helpful to us the night that we went to No Frill. He's actually vegan. He did say, though, that the restaurant is not very vegan friendly. However, you can request some alterations to some of their recipes. Just talk to your server, and they should be able to help you out. But they do actually have some specific things on the menu for vegetarian. One of them I noticed was the vegetarian Reuben. They also have several salads. One of Kyle's favorite things is actually a salad there. And they also have a few appetizers that are vegetarian friendly. One of the most popular, I think, is is it pierogies? Mm-hmm. And it comes with bacon on the top, but you can request that.
My Pittsburgh people. Yes. Pierogies.
So are they fried?
Yes.
They were fried, so they're filled and fried, and they come with a dipping sauce, and they're very good. Just request that it comes with no bacon. And so vegetarian friends, this is a great place for you.
For our drinks this evening, I had the Pomtini. It is one of my go-to drinks when we go to No Frill. This was actually not the first place that I had a pomegranate martini, and I never thought I'd have one again. And then I saw it on their menu, and I had to have it. And it's really good. It is not super strong, so for those of you who are you don't really like that strong alcohol taste, it's not like that at all. It does have a little bit of a kick to it. It is refreshing, and it's not super sweet. I do like my drinks a little bit sweeter. However, this one is really good, and it's just really balanced.
And I got the tropical teeny, and it was I think what my favorite thing it was in it was that it has two citrus juices in it. One is pineapple, the other one orange juice, plus of course the liquor. I thought that it was not strong at all, and I like a little more kick in mine. I'm not a sweet person. And this wasn't too sweet, which was kind of surprising considering there was pineapple and orange juice in it. But it really wasn't. It was very smooth, actually. My favorite part of it, I think, was the pineapple juice. It gave it just a nice little tartness to it. Wasn't sweet at all, but I would love to have had just a little more liquor in it. But I would say that about any drink, probably.
Mm-hmm. So for our appetizer this evening, we had the creamy artichoke dip, and it is exactly as it sounds.
I think it's the first thing on their menu, actually.
It's right up there in the appetizers. You can't miss it. And that is one that when we go there, that's just kind of one of our go-tos for that restaurant. It's really good.
Even though you don't like artichokes.
I do not like artichokes, and I'll be the first to say that. However, this is good. I think it's because there's a lot of cheese, and
it's very cheesy.
And yeah, it's just really good. It's served with pitas, like little pita triangles.
Pita wedges.
Yeah, pita wedges. And so they actually make them in-house, and our server Matt told us that they make the pita there each day. And so that it does make a big difference. You can tell when they bring the pita out, it is super fresh, it's warm, it's still like, I don't know, very soft. Yeah, it's really, really good. And paired with the dip, it just rocks.
So the only downside of it is that there's never enough pita. Every time we've ordered it, we run out of pita before we run out of the dip. So, but they've always been very accommodating when we've asked for more pita. So we'll just go ahead and tell you that if you go there and eat this, especially if you're sharing it with people, go ahead and as soon as they bring it to you, say, could we get a few more of the pita wedges? And usually they're very good about that. And actually we took some home at the end because we didn't eat it all. It's enough for 3 or 4 people. It's a large dish. But we ended up taking some home, and they just
everything there is large. Like, yes. All the portions
you'll
are
see
large.
That in the pictures here, but everything is supersized portions. So it's a great bang for your buck. But we ended up taking some of the dip home, and they just brought out a container with some chips in it for us to take the rest home. So
yeah, and
get extra.
It's just very cheesy, very delicious. All the things that are bad for you in life are in this dip, and you just got to do it. It's great. For our entrees, I actually tried something new this time, which I would never ever do when I go to No Frill, because I always have like my go-to things. But because we were doing a food blog, I thought, well, why don't I just try something new? This is something I've had my eye on for a while. I've seen people order around me, and I love Mexican, so I ordered the crispy chicken burrito. It's massive. All right, that's the first thing that you will notice about it. I actually laid my fork down in front of it, and you can see that it's longer than the actual fork, and it's just
thick as your arm too.
Yeah, it's like as thick as my arm. It's so big. It's just really. At first, when I ordered it, I was kind of upset because there's like so many side dishes at No Frill that I like to get, like the ground potatoes, or there's just so many things I like to get there, and I was kind of sad that it didn't come with sides. Well, then I saw it, and there's a reason. It comes on a bed of black beans, which were really good, and then there's white rice inside of it. Now I'm gonna say that when I took my first bite of this, I was a little sad because the first thing I got was a mouthful of rice. It was good. It was well cooked rice. It wasn't dry, anything like that. It was just, I wish it would have had a little bit more chicken because it's fried chicken on the inside. It's not grilled. It is fried. And then it is topped with sour cream. Well, sour cream is a dish they serve in heaven, and it makes everything taste good. So I was totally fine with that. I just love sour cream.
Well, it had lettuce and I think jalapenos on it.
Yeah, it did, and it had like a red sauce over it. It had
enchilada sauce.
Yeah, the enchilada sauce. So it was really good. It was one of those things that I wish it just would have had more flavor to it because so much of it was rice on the inside. So looking at it on the plate, I really thought it was going to be like the explosion of Mexican flavors when like you get when you go to a Mexican restaurant. It is not that. It was still very good. It was just not at all what I was expecting it to be.
Would you order it again?
No, I would not. But we're going to get to this later in the video because there's just so many things on the menu that I love. And this just does not rank in that top 3 for me for what I would get.
Right, for my entree, I got one of my go-tos. It's in my top 3, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But it's what this place is really known for. The first time one of our friends told us about No Frill, they said you have to try their meatloaf. In fact, on the menu, it's called Famous Meatloaf Platter. So if that says anything, that's it.
It's famous for a reason.
It is, and I think it's actually the sauce. It's called Boilermaker sauce. It's the first thing in the description. So it's a huge piece of meatloaf. I've gotten different sizes when I've ordered it in the past, but for this visit, it was a huge. I mean, it was one of the biggest pieces I've ever had, and I had to take half of it home. It was so much food. It's served with the Boilermaker sauce. It's actually its own item on the menu. And it has beer battered onion rings, which I don't always eat. I happened to on this visit because they were so fresh that it was just excellent. They were crispy, well cooked. Sometimes they're just, maybe they've been sitting out too long or I didn't get to them soon enough, so I don't eat them. There's nothing special, but they are beer battered, but I ate them this time. The mashed potatoes are just stunning. They're stiff and they hold a shape and they have the skins on them, which is one of my favorite things about mashed potatoes. I know some people don't like that, but I love the skins blended up in it. I think it's red potato because they have the red skins. So, but they put some wonderful stuff in there. And then they're green beans. Huge portion of green beans that are, I'm not sure if they're steamed or if they're sauteed, but the texture is like, they still have a good crunch to them, but they're cooked really all the way through really well. They've got a great butter sauce on them. I actually was not able to eat all of them this time because I was so full. Actually, Matt asked me what was wrong with them at the end. I said nothing. I just didn't have room for it because there was so much food on my plate. And then the cornbread. Oh my gosh, that cornbread is so good. And you get it actually with a lot of their dishes. They give you a piece of this cornbread. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just delicious. They do have it. They're serving it now in like some parchment paper. I guess just because of COVID precautions, it's already divvied up and they just put it on the plate. But that cornbread is so tasty. So my takeaway with it is just that the meatloaf has the perfect texture. It's like the perfect ratio between fatty meat and just lean meat, and it just melts in your mouth. That by itself is delicious, but the money is in the sauce, the Boilermaker sauce. I didn't actually get enough of it this time. I don't know if it was just because my serving was so large, but I ordered extra sauce, and they were very accommodating about that. They actually brought me out a huge little container for just full of Boilermaker sauce. I could dip it because you do want that on every bite, I promise. And just this night, I didn't have enough on there. So we were there on a Friday night, and again, my meatloaf platter was like $15.99. It's in the description that you just saw. But on Tuesday nights, it's one of their specials. It's $10, and I think it's the same size, same portion size. You get everything that I got tonight, except it's $10, and that's every Tuesday night.
It's a really good deal for $10.
Oh, it really
if
is.
you like meatloaf, that you really are not going to find a cheaper dinner in town for $10 to get that amount of food.
And it would easily feed 2 people, or you could have a meal the next day.
Yeah, we could have both ate that thing, together and would have been fine. We didn't because it was this, and we never share because I don't share well.
That's true.
Yeah, but anyway, that would be a good special to do.
Tuesday nights are the night to get your meatloaf. They do that every week.
And they also have a Sunday brunch.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they have a Sunday brunch as well.
Whole different menu, I think.
Whole different menu. Yeah. That our waiter Matt told us about. He said you have to come over on Sunday brunch. He said that it's really popular. We have not done that, but that is now on our radar.
Yes,
and we will eventually be there with camera in hand.
Right.
So
do try that. It does get very busy, and on that subject, parking is a nightmare in Ghent because it's an old town. So I mean, the parking is.
Premium.
You might have to climb out of your trunk or something. I don't know, but you need to get over there early if you want to go. If you don't have a reservation for any of the restaurants in Ghent, there are several great things there, but parking is a nightmare in Ghent. So do be prepared for that. There actually happens to be a small parking lot across the street from No Frill, and we happened to get there in time to.
And there's some paid meters that you like the digital paid meters. Those are fairly new. Those weren't there when we first started going, or if they were, I just totally missed them.
Well, we were parking on the. Anyway, sometimes you have to parallel park on the street. It's very tight in Ghent. Parking that if that parking lot fills up and it serves like 2 or 3 restaurants, so especially during dinner time, don't plan on having one of those spots. But there was a small. Metered parking lot, so don't bet on it. Just get there early if you want to go to one of these. He says the lowest time is between 4 and 6. After that, especially on the weekends,
It's pretty busy.
prepare to wait.
Yeah.
Even in pandemic times, it did fill up after 6 o'clock.
Yeah. As we have said tonight, that this restaurant is just really good all around. I mean, there are so many things on the menu that it's really hard, but we decided to try to narrow down our top 3 picks for you.
That wasn't easy.
That was not easy because there's so many things on there. I mean, they have a Cuban sandwich that's really good. Their funky chicken sandwich, really good. So there's just so many things that just because it's not in our top 3 does not mean that, oh, you should not get that. No, you should. You should try something new every time you go there because it's always really
Maybe
good.
we should have done like a top 10.
I think we
That
probably
would have taken too long. Anyway, so top 3.
But the top 3 for us. So my number 3 would be their grilled veggie pita quesadillas. So this is actually another vegetarian option that we did not mention earlier. And this is, I like to pair this with other things. If you wanted to go and get like maybe 2 appetizers, things like that. It's really good. It comes with salsa, sour cream. It really, it has like all the fixings in it. And it's really, really, really fresh. And it's something that, like, if you're not looking for something super heavy, that would be a good option for you to order.
Number 2.
And then my number 2 is the shrimp and chips platter. The shrimp are just through the roof. And so, fun fact, I have never actually ordered this dish. I just always eat his shrimp because he orders it pretty regularly.
That doesn't give away part of my top 3.
Yes. So I actually have never ordered this. He never eats it all, so I just eat it. But the shrimp are like a really great size. Mm-hmm. They're not like the popcorn shrimp that you buy at the store and in the frozen section at Heaven's. They're not
like
that at all.
butterfly, big jumbo shrimp.
And
you get like 12 at least.
At least. They're huge. Mm-hmm. And then my number 1 would be definitely the Spotswood Salad. That one is my absolute favorite. Absolute hands down favorite dish on the thing. I get it with chicken, I get it with steak, with the Parmesan peppercorn dressing. It has some blue cheese crumbles in it. Hands down, best salad I've ever had in my life. It's that good.
So side note, he's from Ohio, and apparently a thing there is to put French fries on your salad. Now that he does it to this one.
No, I don't.
But I'm curious to know if anybody else has ever heard of that or if he's just made it up. I mean, when he does it around here, we get some strange looks. But yes, that's a thing apparently.
French fries on your salad. Yeah, so good. So those are my top 3.
Yeah. All right, my top 3. Number 3 choice. This was hard for me to figure out, but I think I went with the BBQ Chicken Platter. And it's a huge portion of chicken. It's half a chicken. So you get the light meat and the dark meat. It has a wonderful sauce on it. It's not the same thing as the Boilermaker sauce, but it's fantastic. That's usually served with baked beans and slaw, and I think one other side. But again, if that's not your thing, they're usually very easygoing about their side substitutions. Number 2 for me is the Meatloaf Platter, which I got tonight. It's actually, I would think, tied for first. I don't really have a second place. I have 2 first place winners. It's the Meatloaf Platter, which I've talked about plenty tonight, and then the shrimp and chips. Even though I normally substitute the chips for the gratin potatoes. Mm-hmm. And it's like...
Those are good. Do that.
My mouth just started watering on that. But it's just a little ramekin full of shredded potatoes. They might have onion in it. I don't know. But sour cream, cheese, and it's just heaven.
All the good things of the world.
Yeah, so I usually get that with it. It's traditionally served with the crinkle cut fries that I think with Old Bay seasoning on it, but I normally just substitute that. But I do get the slaw with it because that's house made and it's very fresh, chilled, perfectly seasoned. And I just love that with my shrimp. So we did not get dessert this night. We were really stuffed, too much food.
If you go there and you have room for dessert when you're done eating, man, you have a stomach made of iron.
Right. But this restaurant is not really known for their desserts. In fact, Matt told us that most of their desserts are made somewhere else and brought in. They do have a dessert they make in-house, and that's their bread pudding. We've tried that before, and it wasn't like mind-blowing good. It was great.
Good.
It was good, but I wouldn't say that it's something that we go there to get. You know, they do have a dessert they make in-house, but most of their stuff is made elsewhere and brought in because that's just not what they're known for. So overall, we had a fantastic experience. Thank you, Matt, for all your
He was
help.
great.
Yeah. Our bill tonight came to $77.49 before we left a tip. And that was with each of us having a cocktail. Each of those was $10. We had the $8.99 creamy artichoke dip. And then we each had an entree. Mine was $15.99, and I think yours was like $12 or something like that. Yeah, I don't have the receipt right in front of me, but it ended up coming out to $77.49 before the tip. But Matt earned a great one. So again, another friendly reminder for you to tip your servers.
And so No Frill for us is just a go-to restaurant if you're looking for something to do just after work one night, or if you just want to, friend night out with friends, or a date night. It kind of fits the bill for anything that you want it to be. It's not a dress-up place, jeans and a t-shirt, jeans and a hoodie. You can get dressed up if you want to. You don't have to. But it is definitely just a really low-key place. No frill, like exactly what it.
They even have outdoor seating, so it's nice.
Yeah.
And
which we've sat in before, and that was really nice. All right, well, that is all for this one. Remember, you are what you eat, and we will see you next week.